morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about leading people in a challenging time. Now, during the last 10 years, the trend is towards outsourcing, and recruitment of staff are normally on a short-term basis, so that organizations remains nimble and efficient. There's a lot of use of IT. Speed of communication has increased tremendously, and business right now has transformed from local to regional and to global. Now, evolution of societies, we all know that we have moved from the agriculture age to the industrial age, and now we are at the knowledge era. And you find in the agriculture age, muscles is very important. In the industrial age, money is important. And then in the knowledge age, mind is very, very important. And you find here, in the days of our forefathers, they used to use the 3S, which is to shout, scream, and scold. But in this new age, we need to use the 2P, to pat and to praise. Now, in terms of leading in a challenging world, you find that there are a lot of challenges here that we face. There's this uncertainty, there's this volatility. We all know business is very uncertain. Today they are here, tomorrow they are gone. Price of crude oil, for instance, it has gone up to US 110 US dollars per barrel. Then it has gone down to US $30 per barrel, and now it's hovering about US $55 per barrel. Competition is very intense. There's a lot of emphasis on talent, how to keep our good people. And let me highlight some of the strategic responses that we need to provide. You find that we need to recruit not only motivated, flexible, creative, but also talented staff. Now, in this vast, challenging world, you find that people must be innovative, and improvement must be done on a continuous basis in the areas in which they operate. Bosses need to encourage their subordinates to constantly challenge the norms. Gone are the days we say there are these two rules. Rule number one, the boss is always right. Rule number two says, if you are not sure, refer to rule number one. There's a need to encourage people to challenge, because our culture is such that people prefer to take instructions from the boss. Hence, encouragement is necessary in many parts of Asia, especially with junior staff. Asians are generally not assertive. A person who is assertive is often viewed as being arrogant. The power distance between the boss and the subordinates makes it even more difficult for the latter to express themselves freely. There's a need for bosses to engage the subordinates. And so you find that it's very important. No longer it's possible that we reprimand them, scold them in public, and scream and shout. You find that we need to do in a more educated and vocal way. Now, in the changing world, rules keep changing all the time. So it is no longer possible to use rules and regulations to control people. Rules sometimes stifle creativity. And one of the ways is we have to influence our people, and we have to inculcate values so that they will be expected to exhibit that kind of behaviors that we want. And you find that the inculcation of values, you find that it's not possible just to encourage them to observe rules by just hanging, the certain rules as a posters on the wall. You find that we need to really inculcate that. Now, high tech, high touch. The challenge is, how do we do it? Values can be cascaded via emails or putting up posters on the wall. There's a need for personal touch. And so you find that we need to have deliberate social activities, maybe to have teh tarik in a mamak store, or sometimes in the kind of social functions, so that we can continue to engage our people. And very important, bosses have to hear the unsaid. And sometimes it's these little efforts of socialization, the bosses will be able to hear what is unsaid. Now, coming to here, in this point, in terms of leading people, you find that we have to have passion. The leaders have to install the hardware so that people will be inspired and motivated. So in this competitive world, it is not good enough to get people to do the things they need to do. It is far more superior to get people to want to do well in things they have to do. Example, customer service, safety management, and quality control. Now, this short segment I've shared with you is just part of our signature program called People Leadership. It is systematically organized to cover the 555 People Leadership Framework, which is done over 4 segments. Now, the rationale for this model is in the form of a building. As you know, in a building, you need a strong foundation. And in the People Leadership Program, the strong foundation is the People Leadership Principles, which we will take them through. Now, this building is used because it houses people. And it's the same as we house people in the workplace. And as in the building, there are different levels. And so we also, in terms of our management style, we need to, in a way, use a different approach for different situations. There's no one size that fits all. And it is important when we deal with our subordinates, we use different leadership styles in order to manage our subordinates. Thank you.